Hey, it's Clay Trader at claytrader.com. In this video, I want to talk about probably one of the main questions I get, and it revolves around money. How much money do I need to start trading? What's the minimum amount you would think I would need to get started? Is this enough? I want to do this. Should I have that amount of money? All sorts of questions that revolve around, at its simplest form, how much money do I need to make trading worth my time? And I don't know, but I do have a guide and a way to look at things that kind of puts things into perspective and will let you answer that question, because at the end of the day, it all boils down to what are your goals? What are you trying to accomplish? What's your standard of living? Some people need to drive a super fancy car. Others are perfectly fine with a bicycle. So there's lots of things that go into the formation of how much money you need. But a very easy and very simplistic way to look at it is what I want to illustrate here. So let's first just say that, for example's sake, that you have a goal and your goal is $100 a day. Now, I'm not saying that's a good goal, bad goal. This is just totally random, but your goal is $100 a day. In fact, click on the annotation that's up on the screen right now. That's a quick tip video I did about why trading goals are actually pretty risky. So check that out. But for example's sake, let's just say you want to make $100 a day. So let's look at a few different amounts. So let's say that you're wondering, I got $100. Is $100, enough for trading with that goal? Well, in order to get you to your result, which is what, $100, what sort of percentages are you going to need? Well, to make $100, using $100, you need to what? You need to double your money. Or in other words, you need 100% gain. So hopefully right then and there you're thinking, well, if I want to make $100 a day and I only have $100, I'm going to have to be basically the best stock trader ever known to mankind if I'm going to go and get 100% gains every single day. So right there, using $100 and needing 100% to make $100, that's probably, you're seeing the problem with that. But let's say, I got $1,000. And again, you want to try to make $100. So the question becomes, what percentage do I need to make on this $1,000 in order to make $100? Well, in this case, now you only need 10%. So by having a higher amount, you need less percent in order to make that same amount. So okay, but still, $100 a day using 1,000, 10%, well, I'm not going to call this impossible, and it's certainly much more realistic than this option up here at 100%. I mean, that just is, I'm going to use the word, that's impossible. Nobody's going to make 100% every single day. But 10%, okay, it's a little bit more realistic. But what happens if you're sitting and saying, I have $10,000? And again, we want the end result to be 100. Well, in this case, you need to make 1% per day to make $100. Now, to me, this is very realistic. But the key thing here is what? The amount. So everything is dictated by the amount and then how much you want to get. It's much easier to make $100 using $10,000 than it is $100. And the reason for that is it all boils down to the percents here. To make $100 using $100, you need 100%. To make $100 using $10,000, you need 1%. Now, am I saying that you have to have 1,000 or have to have 10,000? I'm not saying that at all. All I'm saying is that your expectations need to meet reality. And this is the reality of the situation. Don't have $100 and say, you know what? I'm going to have $100 and I'm going to make $500 a week. Well, $500 a week, that means you need to at least be getting, on average, 100% per day. So use this math, keep this math in mind for when you put together your goals, when you put together how much money do I need. Now again, $100 today, maybe you're looking at this and you have 1,000, you're saying, well, 10% a day, maybe it shouldn't be $100 a day, maybe it should be $100, per week or something else. So, it's up to you to determine, what may make sense, but I would say that $100 is just too little. My personal opinion is at least $500. Now, there's different avenues out there. Options, you can use less money. Stocks, you usually need a little bit more. Then there's Forex and other things. But the point being, you need to think about it in terms of how much percent do I need to make $100? Ask yourself, judge things on this. How much do I need to make $100? What percent do I need? And that's going to tell you what you need. So if you're using, $200, well, you still would need 50% return to get that $100. So that's still pretty rough, but look at it like this. For every $100 you have, it gets that much easier to make $100. That's the best way I kind of can look at it. Again, I'll repeat it. For every $100 you have, so the more $100 you have, it becomes easier to make $100. So keep this in mind, and as you try to figure out, well, how much do I need? Well, it all boils down to these questions. Look at the math here, think about the percentages, and just ask yourself, well, what percentage would I need to make $100? And that'll kind of put you on the path to where you want to be. If you like this video, I want you to do a couple things. First, click the like button down below if you're watching this on YouTube. If you're watching it on my site, claytrader.com, please click the share button up above. And then regardless of where you're watching it, please leave comments, questions below. If there's something that you're unclear of, ask about it down in the comments. I'd be happy to try to clear it up. And I just like to hear from people, and I do my best to interact in a timely fashion. So thank you for watching. Get out there and trade without emotion.